I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the date done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Yes. Good morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am Manim's Man, your host, and I want to just greet you in the name of the Most High God, the one who is the creator of the heavens and the earth, the one who made us and not we ourselves. We are his people, the sheep of his pastures. He keeps, he leads, and in him we believe. We have a big one lined up for you today. We have started a little early, but we have a high quality interview lined up for you today. Yes, we'll be talking to a reggae girl. Yep. But before we get into all of that, I encourage you to continue to be strong, to be resilient, to continue to believe, continue to fight, continue to trust, continue to hope, continue to anchor your faith in the Lord Most High God. Yes, keep on keeping on, many would say. If you don't believe in you, then why should anyone believe in you? Believe in yourself. Never allow the critics to stop you. Never allow them to deter you. Have a vision, a plan, and a purpose for your life. Live it out and die empty. Maximize your full potential. Welcome. As usual, we ask you to do 3 things when you come onto the platform. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. It's interview day, so you can also support the channel by giving a super sticker or a super chat if you really like the content. If you want to support I Am Sure Sports, you like the content, drop a super sticker, drop a super chat, and just give something towards the work of the channel as we continue to upgrade and improve what we do here on I Am Sure Sports. So from early out, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. All right. Let's give you some sporting news and update. Big JPL games yesterday. Two high quality games, some good goals. One is an upset, one is a major comeback. Really exciting, good turnout at the Stadium East for that doubleheader. The first game, very United. The youngster who played at the last under 17, Dunstan Cohen, he scored the opener for Veer as they defeated Tivoli Gardens. A surprising result. Yep, by 2 goals to 1 over there at the Stadium East. Dunstan Cowan in the 3rd minute, and then Barrington Price with the equalizer for Tivoli Gardens in the 15th minute. But Sujay Graham scored in the 27th minute for Veer United to give them a 2-1 victory over Tivoli Gardens. In the second game, that was, one of the games of the season thus far. Harborview versus Arnett Gardens. And that was a good one. Harborview started out the better team, and in the first half, the player who was at Arnett Gardens last year, Ajuma Johnson, he scored in the 27th minute. He got the assist from Shaquille Bradford. Both of them played at Camperdown. Both of these players were on a top quality Camperdown team. So he scored in the 27th minute. Then Shaquille Bradford scored in the 41st minute. On an error by Philando Wing of Arnett Gardens. And they went into the half with a 2-goal lead. Kelson almost put Arnett Gardens back in time added on at the break. But his free kick hit the bar, hit the goalkeeper back on the bar, and then went out. And the game went in at the break with Harborview 2, Arnett Gardens 0. In the second half, Arnett Gardens came out flying out the blocks. And just a few minutes in the second half, in fact, the 48th minute of the game, Jamon Shepherd, watch this, formerly of Harborview, so Ajuma Johnson, formerly of Arnett Gardens, scored for Harborview against Arnett Gardens. Jamon Shepherd, formerly of Harborview, scored for Arnett Gardens against Harborview in the 48th minute. Poor concentration by the Harborview defense as he got in between, very short player, in between two Harborview defenders to head home from close range. Goalkeeper Bennett had no chance of saving that. And then probably with the goal of the day, Kimani Arborn with a good goal. Philando Wing coming down the left, slided it to Kimani Arborn, who just stopped on a dime and fired it into the top of the roof. Unstoppable, lot of venom and power. And as he stopped on the dime to stop that ball, he scored. He stopped on a dime before he ran off in celebration. Arnett Garden, I think, got numerous opportunities after that, but just could not get the third goal. Ended 2-2, but a very, 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 very fancy game. Very good game. Very, very good game. Of course, Coach Ludlow Bernard. You know, Ludlow Bernard is one of the coaches I rate highly. He was not happy with how his team allowed those goals. And Xavier Gilbert, I thought he panicked because he took off Kimani Arborn, who was causing havoc for the Harborview team, but he took him off. In the 77th minute, somewhere there, and the game kind of petered out into a tame 2-2 draw after that. But good showing for the JPL, and big up to Owen Hill and Christopher Williams. Continue to improve the quality of the JPL product. I think this week round of games, we had some very good games, some very good results. And what we have in terms of standing is that Mount Pleasant, they lead the standing with 6 points from 2 games. Waterhouse comes next. They have 6 points from 3 games. With Arnett Gardeners with 5 points from their 3 games. Veer are in 4th position, 4 points from their 2 games. At the bottom of the table is newly promoted Treasure Beach. They are 0 points from 2 games, and Cavaliers having lost to Mobile United. First time in a long time. They are second from bottom. They have 0 points, but they have only played 1 game. Big stuff going on there. Right. So we got some other information as well that I want to share with you. Yesterday, in our breaking news video, we spoke about some of the players that have been called up for this team, and we're happy again, like we told you, that Amal Knight is back into the fold, and so he will be there to challenge Jamali Wait in goal. And Andre Blake looking to get himself back into the national team. We told you, right? So we told you about Trayvon Reed and Ramon Howell and Richard King, Jamai Topi, Shanil Thomas. We told you about him yesterday, and Shaquille Bradford, along with Kyle Ming and the Mario Phillips and the John Whisper Richards. Some of you would have heard as well that Tariq McGee has been called up, but and also heard that and if you saw the website there from Denver, the Colorado Switchbacks, you'd see that Deshane Beckford and Devon Williams are also included in the team, along with Romario Williams. So I think this is a solid team that can get something out of this game against Guatemala. All right. Big up to all the persons who have joined. Big up Dre, Anywhere's a Sport. A big up to Duckland Stennett as well. Mr. E, blessings to you. Right. Big up Ishmael Turn. You know, a lot of people tell me that, but I don't watch those things. I feel like I can make some money for that clip. What do you think? Huh? I don't know. I heard that a clip from I Am Sure Sports was on TVJ. Is that true? I don't know. Somebody tell me. Philip Mejena says Duckland Stennett. We also have games coming up in... Listen, people, I want to ask you, right? Should VAR... Oh, Mr. E, how long I'm on YouTube? Less than 2 years. Yeah. I think February of next year probably will make it around 2 years. Or just above 2 years. Yeah. So less than 2 years. So we are very grateful for the growth and the progress, Mr. E. So less than, yeah. It's coming up to 2 years. I'd call it 2 years. Just to be on the safe side, just in case I'm getting my dates wrong. All right, that is the question he asked. We also have Champions League action. I'm gonna come back to because we have the beautiful footballer Izzy Groves that will be here with us this morning, so she's going to be here. But in Champions League games that are on today, right, we have some very exciting games coming up today. Borussia Dortmund, they will host Newcastle. Shakhtar Donetsk will host Barcelona. Lazio will host Feyenoord. Porto and Antwerp will play in Portugal. Man City host Young Boys. Milan hosts PSG. Atletico Madrid, yes, they host Celtic. Vesda hosts RB Leipzig. Real Sociedad will, that is tomorrow game. So those are the games for today. Some good games in there, so you can look out for that. In basketball action last night, the Miami Heat defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 108 to 107. Right, the Golden State Warriors continue their winning ways. Yes, the Golden State Warriors, they continued. Let me give you that score right there. The Golden State Warriors, they defeated the Detroit Pistons 120 to 109. The Pacers stops the Spurs 152 to 111. 76ers defeated the Washington Wizards 146 to 128. The Mavericks, Luka 117-102 over the Magics, and the New York Knicks, my team, defeated the LA Lakers with their James Harden, the Paul George, the Kawhi Leonard, the Russell Westbrook 111 to 97. The Milwaukee Bucks defeated the New Jersey Nets 129-125, and the Timberwolves, they defeated the Celtics 114-109, while the Bulls beat the Jazz 130 to 113, and the Rockets defeated the Kings 112-97. The Nuggets, oh my Lord, 134-116 winners over the Pelicans, and the Thunder defeated the Hawks 126-117. And in NFL Monday Night Football, yes, we had one game last night in the NFL where the Chargers, San Diego Chargers, they defeated the New York Jets 27-6. Yeah, Boston first love. Big up. I see, Father. Oh, Izzy Groves. Oh, okay. Izzy Groves. So we need to edit that. There you go. Thank you so much. We will fix that, Mr. Groves. All right. Big ups the Jamaican peeps from Junior Groves just checking in. And my beautiful baby girl. Izzy with the skills to make them dizzy. Oh, Lord, I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be a high quality, top class interview. Yes, indeed. So, people, I think like the officiating in England needs to be a serious look at it, right? Serious look at it. I'm saying that because some of these decisions that are being made are quite startling. I cannot understand the explanation. Even today, I can't, for the Arsenal game. That the suggestion is, the thought is, it's crazy. I don't understand it because when you look at the pictures, the ball is out. And it is inconclusive. If it is inconclusive on a matter like this, you cannot give the goal. And I'll say it again. Since VAR has been used in the Premier League, the most apologies for errors are the teams that have suffered in terms of points lost in games. The two teams that have been affected the most so far, it may change, are Arsenal, and this is of the traditional Big Six clubs. Big Six, you mean in Manchester United, Chelsea, Manchester City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham. The two teams that have suffered the most so far, the two teams, Liverpool and Arsenal. Something needs to be done. I don't think apologies are enough. All right, we have our guest in the back room, right? I see Duplan says, easy with the skills to make them dizzy. I need a better rhyme than that, right? I need to see who can have the best rhymes. You understand me? What is that? Izzy with the groove. She makes them move. All right. And I need some more rhymes. You need to spit some more bars and before we bring our guest on. But she's here. Um, and so we're going to bring her on. We're going to have a discussion. And then, after you know how we do it, you'll be allowed to ask your questions at some point. So I don't want to say much. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself, right? I know her father. I did an interview with him. He was rated as he said in the comment section, the Jamaican Beckenbauer. If you don't know who that is, it is the great German center back, wing back, midfielder. So her father was a utility player. We will not ask her if she's a better player than her father, though. We would want her to lose her rights to what is on the will, So we wouldn't ask her that question. But without any further ado, let us welcome Izzy
Hello.
Groves. Good
Hello.
evening. Yes. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I'm doing great. How are you?
A little bit under the weather, but I couldn't miss the opportunity to talk to you. So I'm really looking forward to this opportunity to sit and talk to you about your footballing journey.
Well, I'm sorry you're under the weather. I hope our conversation can make you feel better.
Awesome. You being here makes it feel better. But listen, and you're attractive, right? But if you set the phone this way, they'll get to see your real beauty. All right?
Okay, sorry. I apologize. Let me put it on something. Here we go.
Yeah, it's all right. So, all right, there you go. Lovely.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's a whole lot better. There you go. Oh.
All right,
All right.
there we go.
There we go. All right. Wonderful. Again, thank you so much for being a part of this. I know we tried a couple of times and it never worked out, but finally, you are here, and indeed we're delighted. The channel is I Am Sure Sports. They call me Management because I attended in my high school years the greatest institution in secondary education in the Western Hemisphere.
Yes, I've heard.
All right, but listen, if you introduce yourself to the people, let them know who is Israela. Is that it, Israela?
Israel, yeah.
Izzy Groves. Tell them a little bit about you, your family, and your Jamaican connections.
Okay, so I'm Israela. I go by Izzy in the football world. Easier to say on the field and quicker to catch on with. But I'm 24 years old. I am born in Canada, but my father is Jamaican and my mother is British. So actually, right now I'm playing in England because I was able to play under my mother. So I've obtained my UK passport, so I'm here playing now. I've played professionally for the past. This is now my 4th year. So I played in Portugal for 2 years, in Braga, Portugal. So I played 2 years. We did excellent our first year. We actually obtained a move up to the first league. So that was an amazing experience for my pro debut. We eventually maintained our first division status in Portugal. So that was amazing. And then I felt like I needed more of a challenge, more of a branch out. So I actually went to France last year, played in France for a year, and now I'm in England. So that's what I'm doing professionally right now. With my father being Jamaican, it allows me to play with the Jamaican national team.
Okay, awesome. See, which team did they play for in France?
In France, I played for US Saint Malo. It was in the 2nd division in France, but it was very competitive, very good style. It was just different depending on which country, and obviously, but it was an amazing experience. Right now, football for females in France and England is definitely top level. So it was an amazing experience to be able to play there and get that knowledge and understanding from a different perspective. So that's
Okay,
where I
so you could actually, given the fact that you're born in Canada, mean you could represent Canada.
went.
Your mother is British. You have a British passport. You can represent England. Your father is Jamaican, so you can play for Jamaica. All right.
Exactly.
Have you ever so because you'd have developed your skills as a youngster in Canada, what was that like? Let's go there first.
Well, in Canada, I basically learned from my father. He was always my coach. I hadn't really started playing until later on. It was actually my brother who always played. So I have two older siblings. I have an older brother and an older sister, and I was the baby. And my sister and I did not touch a football, did not step foot on the field until later on because we were very girly girls. We were just there to support our brother. My dad would usually be coaching my brother and my cousin. So we just were involved. We didn't really find it, I don't know, interesting. It just wasn't our thing. But eventually, my sister actually was like, I think I want to do it. Like, I think I can do it because our family has basically gotten soccer scholarships to go to the States for school. So my brother got a full Division 1 scholarship to the States, and it paid for his education. So eventually, my sister said, I think I can do this too and have it pay for my education. So when she started doing it, I was like, I don't want to be the only one not playing football. So I was like, fine, I'll join. So I actually started playing when I was 11, 12, was actually the first time I kind of touched a ball.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was later on in life. My dad was my only coach. I played with Masters Football Academy growing up, and that is the only team I played for. I did not play outside of that, so it was my dad's academy is where I played. Oftentimes, teams, as I matured and developed, other teams would try and get me to play with them, but he was always very, no, you're with one team, that's your focus. And I think that that's something that really helped me because going out to other teams, I wouldn't have got as much development as I did with my dad. And not just because he's my dad, no. It's because he's learned under great coaches from different countries and it's developed him. So he knows exactly what it takes, what people need to develop and become the best they can be. So growing up, that was my home, Masters Football Academy. And it still is to this day. Whenever I am on break, I go home. I train with the kids from the youngest to the older semi-pro guys. So that is where I learned everything, to be honest.
Okay, so you didn't play high school soccer or college soccer. You just played with Masters Academy.
So I played in school. I played in high school because the academy is basically outside of school. So I played with the academy and also in high school from grade 9 to 12. Between those times, I got a soccer scholarship. So, like I said, my brother went to Duquesne
Okay.
University on a full scholarship. My sister went to Houston on a full scholarship, and then she transferred a couple times and ended up in Indiana. And then I got a full scholarship to Roberts University, which is in Rochester, New York. So we were all able to get our education from football. So that's amazing. We didn't have anything to pay off, no loans. Like we were able to use our God given talent to help us in life. So that was amazing. So I received that scholarship, I want to say in grade grade 12 is when I officially signed and agreed to go into that school. So that is the only other football I played. So it was straight from the academy into university. I played for 4 years there, had an amazing time, and then that's straight after that. In May 2020, when I graduated, I went straight to pro in
You went
Portugal.
pro. Okay, so during this time, I mean, just growing up, um, did you have any desire to represent Canada in youth football, Jamaica in youth football, or England in youth football, or you were just honing and developing your craft?
Well, I was developing my craft from a young age, but I think my dad kind of kept me out of the national team programs just to keep me developing, not to lose sight of the main goal as becoming the best I can be. So that was something I went through. I would kind of see people go, but I would know that I'm in the position that I need to do what I need to do and get the best I can be. I didn't want to lose focus by going into those camps at a younger age. But yes, I do qualify to play for these three national teams. But growing up, all that was talked about was Jamaica. All the football stories I heard involved Jamaica. So due to my love for that country, that's where my passion comes from to play. Because all my bedtime stories is just my dad in Jamaica. That's all I've heard growing up. That's all I know. I hear kicking around with a box when I complain about a ball being flat. I hear all the stories from back home. So that's something that has connected to me emotionally. which creates this desire for me to play for Jamaica.
Okay, I see James Simmons is saying, "Welcome, Izzy. Are you still going to be a doctor after you're finished?" So I don't know. You studied medicine.
I did. So I studied in a pre-med program in Rochester where I went to school while I was playing football. It's definitely something that I'm still thinking about. The longer I'm out of school, obviously, the more difficult it is at times, but it's something I've always wanted to do since I was young.
Okay,
So
so you're Dr. Izzy.
that is potentially, eventually, when I go back to med school afterwards, after I play, because I never want to do anything 50-50. I always want to put my full effort into whatever I do. So right now, my full focus is football because I don't
So
know how long.
okay, okay, that's awesome. All right, so when it comes on to like youth football, because a lot of persons would probably want to play under 17s, under 20s. I mean, have during those time, um, did you ever reach out to Jamaica, your dad, about you probably playing in under 17s or under 20, or like you said, that never came up because you were still in the developmental process of your own skills and craft?
Yeah, that opportunity never came up. More so later until the end of my college career.
Okay, all right. And I mean, when that came up, was it difficult to okay, let's wait on Canada. Let's see if I can, what about but mom is from England? Maybe, I mean, they have a good program, especially because there's often turmoil in the discussions about Jamaica's football,
Mm.
right? And Jamaica, where the roots are, where you hear all the stories, you understand the culture. Um, was it ever a difficult decision for you where that is concerned?
To me, like I said, growing up, all I know is Jamaica. Yes, I was born in Canada. Love Canada. My mom is British, and now I'm playing here. Love it. But for me, that desire and that passion just was always with Jamaica. Just my dad's story is constantly just Jamaica, Jamaica. Like I've gone back there twice with him. He's taken me back, and the one time was just I was younger, and another time it was with the academy to play. And that experience has stayed with me forever. It's just I can see where my dad grew up. I can see all his stories actually coming to life, and for me that's above everything for me because once I have that passion, I know I can succeed.
Yeah. All right. So here's a big deal. So you have played um, in Canada. You have played in Portugal. You have played in France. You played college in the States. You played in England. England is a rising power in terms of where they are now in terms of their football. Canada has always ranked highly, though they haven't done well recently. France has like gone up a notch. USA has been the number one footballing nation for almost all of female football history.
Yeah.
And then Portugal is again one of those rising nations. How do you compare? What are the differences in the different places that you have played? And how each different place has helped a particular area of your game?
I get that question a lot, and it's a very hard question, but I'll try to answer it the
Okay.
best I can. So, like I said, growing up in Canada, I didn't always play the Canadian way just because of my dad and the academy. It wasn't very Canadian. Canadian style was some often very physical or kick and run kind of style, but I grew up in a very technical environment where we focus on the technical. Mind you, the physical came as we got older and we started going to the gym and all of that. But from Canada, that's my base. My bread and butter is the technical side of football. I mean, I'm strong as well, but I've grown up very technical, which has helped me. So going into the States now, so that was my first time out of Canada playing. It was much more physical, more kick and run, especially in university. Sometimes they say, we're gonna go play kickball. And to me that was foreign. I had not heard the word possession very much. And I was like, what is this? But it definitely built my physical side of the game. So that's where I've learned to kind of get into tackles, get stuck in, and play very hard. So that was something I took with me when I went to Portugal now. And going there, I learned that it's a very
talk about because after Canada, you actually went to college. So yeah, what was the stuff in college like?
so yeah, college was very just aggressive. So the US style is just kick and run, kick and run. And like I was saying, that's a part of the game that I didn't really get growing up. So having that in my arsenal now and taking that with me as I go professionally was amazing because I had the technical side, but now I've learned to kind of play dirty, kind of play aggressive. So that only helped make me a better player and more well-rounded. So now when I went to Portugal, it was definitely a change because you can see players are smaller. They're not as built, they're not as in the gym as they would have been in the US, but they're very technical. So they like to knock around the ball and play quick. So that's what I learned in Portugal, in France as well. They're very technical. Like everybody can play football. It's not just boom the ball and run and tackle, tackle. No, it wasn't like that. So just having that experience of different countries has definitely shaped me and made me a better player overall.
All right, and so you're in England now, right, with the London Lionesses.
Yes, Lioness City
That's
Lions.
in the is it in the WSL
They're in the championship.
in the championship. All
Yep.
right, and what is that like? Playing at that level now, having had the experience in France, in Portugal, and then the more aggressive play from Canada and the States.
hmm I feel like honestly right now it's a perfect mix. It gives me a bit of everything because I definitely think the English girls are a little more dirty, so they definitely go into tackles harder than France and Portugal. But that's my thing, so I love it. I learned that in the States, and then on top of that, they also have technical. And right now, my coaches are actually from Italy, and so she plays very tactical and technical, but she also loves how I play, which is very physical. So it's honestly the greatest mix possible for
All
me.
right. Uh, so tell us, I mean, if you were to describe your game, like, what kind of player would you say that you are? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that I've definitely developed a lot. So I'm very technical. When it comes to my touch, I'm very precise in what I do. Just because I've practiced, I've put in many hours of work, and I've come from a technical environment. So that's just something that's normal to me. But I also love to tackle. I love I love to slide tackle. I love to play hard. I love to be aggressive. So like I'm a center mid. Um, but I love to just be that box to box engine player for the team. I'll keep going, I'll keep pushing. And I think it's stuff that definitely helps a team. I think my vision, I think I get from my dad, even though I don't want to boost him too much. But no, my vision is something that he's taught me to see all angles of the field at once and have the pass that nobody thinks you're going to do in the stadium. So it's
Okay.
definitely something that I've learned. Yeah.
Okay. So you're a box to box, not
Yeah.
a CDM, but more like like I say, a number eight.
Yeah.
All right. So would you consider your game to be stronger in terms of the defensive side, the goal scoring side, or creating assists, or you're a combination of all three? You're the full package.
I like to say I'm a combination of all three. I think my one of my strengths is shooting from far. So I'm quick to catch a keeper off her line. I'm quick to see that opportunity and really get that ball in. And then once teams kind of pick up on that, then players start to draw to me, and that's when I have the opportunity to slip in players behind. So I think it's just a mixture of both that kind of helps my game. And then I also like to do the dirty work as well. I also will get back and tackle. So I think I'm a bit of all three.
uh, Jamaican players are known for their pace. Like they will say that, man, the Jamaican players they are so fast. All right. Are you fast? Are you moderate speed? Or are you very like in Jamaica? I would say slow like molasses, right? Which one are you?
Well, if you heard my dad speak, all he would joke about is how slow he is. So he may have passed some of that to me, but no, I think that
He
honestly growing
slowly
up,
passed it to you.
No, no, but growing up and knowing my strengths, it made me play faster. Like I've always grown up playing with the boys and the men's teams, and knowing my strengths, knowing that I need to maybe make the decision faster so it helps me. That's only something that I've learned, and it's just become normal. So now I think I'm a moderate. I've definitely sped up over the years. Um, but it's just something that's impacted my game because now I play faster. Now I have my pass 3 passes before it comes to me. Like I have my decision made. So I think the speed is just, it doesn't even matter, but I would like to say I'm a good runner.
You're a good runner. All right, cool, cool. All right, that's fine. You also, I mean, you have been out for a little while because you got your fur recently. I mean, you were called up to the national team, the Jamaica national team.
Yeah.
All right, was that your first call up to the national team, or you were called up before?
No, so I have been called up before. A couple years ago, actually, I had an issue with obtaining my passport. So I
Oh,
had received my citizenship, and they told me, the consulate in Toronto was like, "Oh, your passport will follow within 4 to 6 weeks." It actually ended up taking almost a year, so almost
whoa.
6 months to a year. Yes, which definitely affected me because many times when I was called, I wasn't able to go because I didn't have my passport. So that's
Oh,
something that definitely hindered me. Um,
were,
but
were you ever advised in that time that maybe you should come to Jamaica and get it done?
but I was often out of the country playing.
Right, because you're in Portugal.
Exactly. So it was hard to do that. But I was reassured that it would arrive. I was told it wouldn't take long. So it's unfortunate, but that's what happened.
Okay, so since you have gotten your passport, this is your first official call.
No, I was called. Well, I had obtained my passport, but I'd been to camps before. So I didn't necessarily need my passport for camps.
Oh, so you have been in camps with the national team. What was that? What was that like?
It was an amazing experience. I was definitely buzzing. I was happy. I played really well in camp. So just to be in that environment
Oh,
around,
but you didn't have your passport. Ah, you see. Now this is making things clear because persons are of the opinion that you never made the team because you probably weren't up to the standard at that time, but you were just in camp, but you never had a passport. You see
yeah,
why these things are important? Because many persons did not know that that was the reason why you, though you were in camps, you were never in the final squad or
yeah,
team. So that's important that they know. All right. So, but you were called up, and then you didn't make this camp either, right? So I want you to tell the people why you didn't make the camp because I don't want them to speculate on whether if you had any ulterior motives or reason. But you're actually injured, so tell us a little bit about that and how did you feel? Just not being able again to probably make your debut for Jamaica in the last window that they had.
yeah. So unfortunately, I got the call earlier in the month, in October, I believe it was, and my club was very happy with it. They were excited to let me go. But unfortunately, the game before that week of leaving, I had gotten injured. So we played, and I was about in the last maybe 2 minutes of the game. I just went into a bad tackle, and I had strained my adductor and groin. So I wasn't able to go to camp due to an injury.
Whoa. All right. How is that now? How you feeling now?
It's better actually. I've been recovering. I've been back on the field running, which is really nice. I actually joined the team today in my first session back, so I'm super excited. I'm feeling fit. I'm feeling back to normal, so I'm super happy.
Right, because there is an international window as well. I think they play Panama in the return game and Guatemala at the end of the month. I think they have those games going into early December. So, are you confident that you'll be fit enough? If called up, that you will be fit enough to represent and make your debut, which would be good in Jamaica, in front of probably your family who are still here and friends of your father, who would say, "Hey, that is Groove's daughter out there now. How does that make you feel? And are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm definitely feeling fit. I'm getting back to the top of my game, coming back from this injury. So I'm super excited for what happens in the future. I'm buzzing, to be honest.
All right, wonderful. No, who did you admire as a footballer, growing up, male or female, that you say, listen, I mean, my ideal game would be like that female player or that male player, or is it a male and a female, or it's one of them?
So I'm definitely growing up watching more male football. But just growing up from with my dad and my brother and watching Barcelona play or Man City, I've definitely loved Iniesta. I also love Busquets, Pirlo. Just how they play is something
Busquets,
I've
and
grown
who
up.
was the other one?
Pirlo,
Okay, good player. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
More
So
box to box players for real. Busquets, yeah.
exactly. So just growing up watching them has definitely shaped me as a player. Just seeing the stuff they do and learning new skills from them and seeing their vision has definitely impacted how I play.
It's kind of strange. Like I thought you'd have called like a female player in that mix. Who is your favorite female player? You?
Honestly, yeah, no, but no, Marta has done amazing for female football.
Oh, the Brazilian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's definitely raised the standard. So she's always somebody who I've looked up to, honestly, because she's paved a path for many female footballers.
Okay. Okay. Ricardo Baggio is always on these platforms talking about you and why isn't playing for Jamaica, and she should be playing for Jamaica. Should have gone to the last World Cup. She should have gone to this World Cup. She's supposed to go to the next World Cup. And so he's saying that big up. He said big up to you, and say he must big up Brooke McCullough for
Yeah, my
him too.
cousin. That's my cousin. Yeah,
That's your cousin.
I honestly always admired her too. To be honest, she's to me one of the best female footballers ever. I
She
must
plays for
say.
Canada.
She did play for Canada, yeah. But growing up, she was definitely someone I looked up to. But to me, she was unreal. So that's why I can't even categorize her. But
Yeah.
just seeing her and seeing how she played was definitely something that.
I want to ask you, like the Canadian team have in it, from my recollection, at least 4 to 5 players who have Jamaican heritage, which means that they could have represented Jamaica. What are some of the things that can be done differently so that, other kids, other young ladies like you who have Jamaican connection, um, can kind of make Jamaica like the first option. And then if that doesn't work, then Canada, and not Canada, the primary option. What are some of the things that, just from your own experience, that possibly could be looked at so we can capitalize on some of this talent that is developed there from an early age, given even your difficulties in acquiring your passport?
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think that it's just a matter of having the right connections and reaching out. Because I know that oftentimes when girls get called, they go immediately to who they're called for. So it's not really a matter of choosing. I think it's more so who kind of gives them the opportunity. So I think a lot of the Canadian girls have just gone that route just because it has been presented to them.
Okay, so what you're saying is that if Jamaica presented them with an opportunity to come and play, they would possibly take up that option. It's just that Canada has presented them with an option. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it also just depends on their backgrounds too. But everybody's unique. Everyone has their own decision making and choices. So I'm not quite sure, but I think that if the opportunity was presented to them, it would be more so a thought process of do I go here or do I go there?
Or is it because your father still have strong ties to Jamaica, and he probably says, I'm a Jamaican, even though he's in Canada, not necessarily a Canadian, or he's a Jamaican first, and that makes a difference. So he would possibly encourages kids more to seek to play for Jamaica than to seek to play for Canada? Is it probably the role of the parents that also helps to influence that decision?
It could be that too, or just that tied to their background as well. Like I've gone back to Jamaica and I've experienced that, so it could just be different for them based off of their heritage or just their connection to their country.
Yeah. Chris Wayne says Izzy plays like Casimiro. She plays like a Casimiro style. All right. I don't know Casimiro. They're using the wrong names, man. All of these guys using Manchester United player. Which EPL club does she support, and why is it Manchester United? Yeah, so he's telling you. So she's in London, so just maybe she supports a club in London. So let's answer the part of the question that makes sense. Which EPL club do you support?
I'm actually a Manchester City fan. And I'm not a glory hunter. It's been since back in the day. So
All
it's
right.
always a team that my
Since
dad
back in the
supported.
day, I always question younger persons who say that they are Manchester City fans since back in the day. All right. Who are some of the original players at Manchester City that you watched?
So Yaya Toure, he's the center defensive mid.
Oh
So
man, that's the glory hunting Manchester fans, man. You have
that's
to
of course
go. Yeah, you have to go
that's the
before.
glory hunting.
You have
No,
to
that's
go
not the glory
before
hunting.
that. I thought you were going to go way, way before that.
Not way. But he's someone I've always watched who's a strong midfielder. Um and anyone else I say you're gonna say is early days. So now I don't
Well,
want to
yeah,
say.
your tour was there when Pep was there as well.
Yeah, but I think that's the main time when I started to watch football.
Okay, okay, I see. 12 years ago, not that long, during the glory hunting days. All right. James Smith says Canada will always be the first option. It is difficult to grow up with a set of teammates and choose somewhere else. Yeah. So is he having some challenges with the gadget there? So let's yeah. All right. So talk to me. I mean, you're at the London Lionesses now.
Yep.
But you know, where do you want to be? I mean, um, you know, when that's at the your years of the peak of your career is right between that 24 to 29, like when persons are at the peak of their um performances or their abilities. So yeah.
Well, I believe that I am where I'm supposed to be right now. I believe God has a plan for me, and whatever that plan is, I will follow with what He wants. But I definitely want to just be playing at the highest level. I want to be the best player I can be, and I want to show that on whether that be the international stage, that be in just my club football. I definitely just want to be a stand up player, and I definitely want to be at the top.
Okay. I mean, what would you bring to like the Jamaica national team? I mean, just imagine. I'm thinking that okay, the a different squad played in the last two games, and with a few more sessions, I think they could have been way more competitive. And then there's a squad of girls who went to the World Cup. And when you think of that large mix of players, right, and probably many others who have not even gotten a look in, what will Izzy bring to the Jamaican midfield that will up the levels in there now that is not there? Because you said something very important. You talk about your ability to see passes that others don't see, the type of vision you have, and creating assists. And one of the things that we struggled with is the creating of enough quality opportunities against high quality opposition, especially for like Khadija Bonishaw, who is an exceptional striker at Manchester City, but has struggled to score for Jamaica in the tougher games because of getting quality service. What does Izzy, when we see Izzy, in the number 8, the box to box, running things in the middle of the park for Jamaica, creating the assists, what are you going to bring?
So, like I said before, I think one of my strengths is that long range shot. That's something that'll definitely, I think, impact the team immediately just because they're not used to getting shots from far out. And just based off of that, like I said before, that's something that'll draw players to me. And a lot of the time, our center forward is bombarded with 2, 3 players. So having that threat in the middle and that worry of maybe she'll shoot, maybe she'll score from there, I think that's something that'll draw players to me. And once that frees up our forwards, then I'm able to slip those balls in behind because I love a good through ball. That's my bread and butter. But I'm able to pull players to me because of my threat with that shot and slip in my forwards. And especially because we have so much speed on the Jamaican national team, I think that's something that'll impact us immediately. Because once that space is created, then we have that space to go in behind defenders constantly, and that's a huge threat. I also think that definitely my long range passes as well. I'm able to switch the field easily and kind of control the pace of the game. So I think that that's something that would benefit the team. And like I said, I love to tackle. I mean, the Jamaican team is already a strong defensive unit, but I think my hard tackling is something that would definitely just add to the team.
Yeah, wonderful. I mean, how many goals have you scored so far
Well,
for the London Lionesses?
this season, I haven't scored yet.
Yet.
I've missed a couple games,
Okay,
so I
yes,
hope
yes.
that it'll come in now.
And on what position is the team in the championship?
We're middle of the table right now, but it's moving quick. One game and we're back up to the top. So it's definitely they say it's a marathon, not a sprint, but we're looking good and we're playing more together and gelling. So it's
Okay.
a good thing.
So I mean, where did you score your best? You'd say my best goal was playing in France against this team in Portugal, or in college. What goal was your best goal? Can you describe it?
My best goal. That's a hard one. I think I'd have to say in Portugal. Portugal, I think in our final game to get promoted to Division One, I scored 2 goals that carried us to promotion. So my first goal was one that I won a ball in the midfield and the goalkeeper was off her line and I could see she was running back to get there, but I just chipped her. So I just put a long ball over her head to score. And then a second one, I was able to run in behind our back line, or behind their back line, and I was able to get a long ball through and I just touched it down. It was wild running. So it was one of those ones that just touched down on the outside of your foot nicely. And I was able to just put it away. So I think that that's definitely 2 goals that have been a highlight just because it was in the same game and that game mattered so much for our club. So I think that's definitely up there with some of the
Right.
best.
Biggest football achievement or accomplishment so far in your career?
So far, I think it would have to be getting that promotion and then the next year staying and maintaining that status in the Division One because it wasn't expected from our team, and I actually ended up captaining that team my first year in there. So it was an amazing opportunity. I felt a lot of pressure, and um, I had to just that was my job just to just keep it together and keep pushing and get that promotion, which is what we did. So that was an amazing first year being pro. So I definitely enjoyed that for sure.
Yeah. Izzy, this question is from James Simmons. Seems to have been following your career. He says, Izzy, how was it captaining your club as a rookie?
Yeah, so actually in the States as well. So in university, I got captaincy in my second year. So that was pretty new for me too. But I captained that team for 3 years. So once I actually had the opportunity in Portugal, my first year, the coach was like, "You're going to be captain," after I
Wow.
think it was almost a month or two into the season. And I was like, "Sure, give it to me. Like, I will wear that armband. I will rep my team with pride, and I'll push us to win." So,
But you were like 20 or 19.
yeah. So I was young, but I took that role. I took that I think pressure is something I do well under. I love pressure. I'll take
Wow.
it. So for me, it was perfect. I was like, yeah, I got this. give it to me. So
I think that's a bigger accomplishment than getting promoted, captain in the team in your rookie year as a teenager. That is a big deal. That is really really a big deal. Listen, how important is it to have like just a stable family? Just in building that self confidence and just that you need to believe in yourself, believing in your ability. How important is the support of the family in not just Izzy but other young ladies who want to play the sport,
yeah.
just growing and becoming, like I said, all that God has purposed them to be.
hmm So yeah, my family has supported me from day one. Um, they're my backbone. I talk to them every day while I'm away. They love to try and come visit me and catch a game or two. They've just definitely shaped the person I am, football wise and out of football. I'm so appreciative for them. And like I said, my older brother and sister have paved the way for me. I've seen them play. My brother's played professionally for many years. And that's something I always wanted to do. So I always looked up to him. And it's just amazing to have a family that's so supportive, so willing to see me succeed, and with me every step of the way. So I'm truly grateful for them. I really can't complain one bit.
Awesome, awesome. I mean, what would you say to probably a young woman out there? Maybe she's watching, she's playing football. She doesn't have that kind of a network. She probably at a point where she feel like this is not going to work out. Maybe I should stop. Maybe I should quit. Maybe she got an injury and she feels like this not going to make any sense. What would you say to them at this point, just to encourage and motivate them that they can still fight, they can still believe, they can still, some things can still be achieved no matter what the past has done. They can coin and create a future for themselves in it. What would you say to those young ladies, maybe in football, netball, track and field, whatever, at this point?
Yeah, so I felt that many times in my career. But at the end of the day, I just believe that this talent is a God given talent. And it's for a reason. I'm here for a purpose. And I want to shine God's light through what He's given me the ability to do, and that is football. So no matter what circumstances come, I will continue to push and I will continue to be the best I can be because I know He has a purpose for me. And many times I felt down, I felt under pressure, I felt like I was in the right spot, but I've only pushed through that, and that's only made me a better person on and off the field. So I would definitely just say keep going.
Okay. All right. Your father is very tall and I mean big and he's a big and strong muscular. How are you are you I mean how tall are you? How big is he? Are you the biggest one in the family? Are you the smallest one of the sibling of your other siblings? Where do you rank in all of that? And yes.
Well, I'm the baby, but I think I may be taller than my older brother. I definitely have a good height. That's definitely something that is a strength for me going into teams. Allows me to win a lot of headers. So teams definitely like that. Coming into this club, my coaches were like, "Oh, you're tall." So that works for me. I
Like
like
six
being
feet
one
tall?
of the. No, I'm not 6 foot. I think I'm about 5'9", 5'8", 5'9".
5'9". Okay.
But for a female footballer, I think that's a decently tall height. So
Yeah.
I take it. I walk with my shoulders back, and I appreciate the height because it helps me win headers.
Yeah, wonderful. Listen, it was so good. I know you had training today, right?
Yes, I did.
When is your next game?
Our next game is Sunday.
Okay, who do you play?
We play Birmingham.
Oh, Birmingham. All right, all right, all right, all right. So, people, listen. I mean, this is Izzy Groove. I had the spelling of her name wrong because I was thinking music, right? So now I've been told it is not two O's, it is only one. So we'll check that out. Her dad normally puts up a lot of things, but I'm going to ask her. I don't know. I know a lot of people are on the Instagram stuff and they follow all the Jamaican athletes. So how can they follow you and check up on your clips from your games and all of that and see is he playing? How can the Jamaican fans follow you?
Yeah, so my Instagram is Izzy Groves 10.
IZZYGROVES 10.
10. Yes, one
All right.
zero. So that's me.
10. All right. Do you wear the number 10
I do.
at your club now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Jody Brown, watch out. Easy. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on. Um Let me just state this one. It says, say hello to all the Jamaican girls and the girls in the championship.
I will.
Are there other girls there who have Jamaican connection that, I mean, they know that, probably heard of your call up and probably approach you as well? Do you have
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, there are quite a few that play in England, so um, it's nice to be here because there is that connection. So there is a lot in the championship and WSL.
Okay. So the other thing is, have you actually played against any of the girls in the Jamaica national team at any point? Have you ever played against any?
I have. I actually played with some in France as well. So I've played
Yeah?
against, yeah, Denisha Blackwood. I've played against a couple times, and this year I've played against quite a few in England.
Yeah? You remember any names?
Well, there's a few that were called recently to this recent
Oh,
camp that had
I think
just got
Johnson.
to know.
Johnson is her name, the forward that scored. Oh,
Yeah, so we play against her quite often. So that's another connection. And then there are a lot of girls that play throughout the league and throughout the WSL as well.
okay. All right, all right. You see somebody has found it already? Um, Instagram Izzy Groove 10. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. Yep. So that's wonderful. Listen, it was so good. I'm having you on. Many persons are on. They are coming on. I'll probably just to greet you and say hi, but it was a very refreshing conversation, and I'm looking forward to seeing you donning the Jamaican colors. I hope you're back to full fitness by the end of the month, and you are called up again so you can display your talent. I think there's no better place to make your debut for the national team than at home, right? So
I
you have
agree.
lots of fans, and we have been hearing your name on these platforms for quite a while, and I was very curious. I remember even in last year, we were curious about why and you weren't called up, and many persons were even questioning coaches about you not being called up. So it is good to hear that it one of the reasons was that you never had your Jamaican passport.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's good to bring that kind of a clarity, you know. Yep,
Now
yep. So
I'm looking forward for what's to come.
yes. It will be a lot of pressure. Um, but yeah, but anything I'm telling you, the same fans will get upset. Yeah, that's say it. Yeah, but you know how football is. You know what is funny? How are fans, right? At female, like at the games of female, like um, I know like at men at games they are very critical of the male players, and they will boo them, they will say all kind of messed up things. Even your own fans will do that.
Hmm.
What is it like when female players, do you have that negative energy and negative vibes coming from your own fans, or it's girls so we can't say yo come off what they feel like yo my youth I take the coach, take it. They don't do that at female football games today.
Football's football. So oftentimes we will get it sometimes. Oftentimes there are hecklers, there are fans for the other team that kind of will go at us or yell at us or make comments. But it's football. If I love to play in a stadium that's full and has that energy because I'll use that to my advantage. I'll shut them up by scoring. So for me, that's an amazing environment. I'll take it whenever I can.
Yeah. Okay. I don't I kind of feel like people are very patient with female footballers. Like they don't, you know, yeah, they go to
Brain
the
as
games, they
well.
just watch and leave them alone. Like for me, like that's one of my struggles. Like I, I'm afraid of watching female football. Like people do watch alongs at the games, and I feel like I can't do it because like if a male player makes three bad passes,
Yeah,
I'm going to be livid.
as you should.
Right, but I don't think I can do that with the females, right?
I think you can.
Really? I don't think they would appreciate it. They would say that
Football is
no. Right, but this man, you can't this a ladies that you can't deal with the ladies that way. That is not how you deal with ladies. That is
No, I'm
not
good at playing with the boys and the men. So for me, football's football. I agree with you. I think you should watch it the same.
you understand me? Like I remember, right, with our male national team, um, they were saying that a couple of the players had on a too much weight on the tummy, right? You can't say that about female footballers. Yes, what I mean. So it's so difficult. It's difficult. So you feel like you're supposed to just go and shut up and watch, you know? But
I understand where you're coming from.
yeah. But thank you so much. I will just give you a few minutes to, just to thank anyone, maybe your family, your fans, your friends, your teammates, your coaches over the years, and then we'll end the show. So just go
Yeah.
ahead and take a couple of minutes to say thank you to all the persons who you want to thank at this time.
I just want to thank you first and foremost for having me on here. I know it's been a long time coming. The schedules haven't aligned, but I'm very glad to have this opportunity and to speak with you and the fans. I'm grateful for those who support me, my team, my family, Masters Football Academy, my home, my football home. I'm grateful to all of you, all supporters. I love you all very much. Continue to support me. I can't wait to make you proud out on the field. But yeah, just thank you all.
Yeah, wonderful. And listen, Izzy, I encourage you to continue to be the best you can, do the best you can. Work hard, continue to be disciplined. I know the sports of professional football is not easy, and in the highest moments, everyone is there, but in the valley times, you feel like you're alone. Um, but even in the valley, we're never designed to live in the valley. So yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. So it's a place that we go through. So when the low moments come, just know that it's not where you abide, it's where you pass through, and it will be over. And where the valley is, there is always a mountain
Exactly.
close by. So get out the valley and go up the
Mountain.
mountain. All right. So thank you. So someone
Yes.
is asking if you and Primus, I think it's Atlanta Primus, were teammates at one point.
No, she was playing with the team I'm playing with, but we didn't play together, unfortunately.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, man. All right. So thank you so much, Izzy. Again, you can follow her. Don't know that she will follow you back, but
I'll follow.
but let me show you it's Izzy Groves with one O, number 10, right? See, Jason has found it already. Maybe he was following you before, so you can just follow her and just load up her Instagram. The Jamaican fans over there, not with questions, but just with follows, so she can have a whole lot of followers. All right. Yeah, man.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you for coming on. It's really I'm very happy that this happened because just because of all that is happening in just our football, just to hear something talked about where there is no negative, but just the positive energy, which sometimes we need to look at and build on the good we have instead of digging into all the baggage and the bad stuff. So, wishing you all the best. Also, want to say thank you to your father, who helped in making this happen. I know he has been saying, "Man is man." I'm telling you, not because she's my daughter, Izzy is a baller, you understand me? So, and also there's Baggio. I can tell you some of the names. Baggio is the next person, and Devon Porter. They always talk about you. So there are a few persons who are always mentioning the name. So big thank you to them. You see, now they're asking all the questions, right? This person is saying, Izzy, can you contact me with other potential reggae girls to assist with their naturalization? All right. This is Ian Campbell. Ian Campbell, he normally helps with getting documentation done. So, yeah. All right. So
I
he's
got this
saying,
one.
yeah. So Ian Campbell, he normally helps with documentation, the processing of documents of persons who want to be naturalized. So he's saying that if there are others who want to, he normally helps with that
Okay.
as well. So he's someone that you can reach out to. All right.
Okay. I'll
So
note that.
bless up. See your daddy's here. Let me put up that right here so you can know that he's watching. It's a big ups to all Jamaican. You know he was not going to miss this one.
He could not.
He could not. All right, all right. So take care. All the best for the rest of the season, and hope you get well, full fitness, so you can be in the squad for that game against Panama on the 29th at the National Stadium. And if you're there, I'll be in the stands, and I'll shut up and watch. All right.
You don't have to shut up. It's okay.
All right, all right. At least you have given us permission that if Izzy makes 3 bad passes, then we can talk and she will feel anyway.
Go ahead. But
Yeah,
it won't
man.
happen.
All right, then. All right. Take care, Izzy, and all the
All
best.
right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right. So there you go, people. Our live interview with Izzy Israel, right? Very grateful that we have her on today. Very grateful that she has come on and she came on and shared her story. I hope you would have walked away with something. I hope you would have learned something. Um, yeah, I hope you would have listened and realized that the truth is, yeah, there are a lot of other kids out there who just want the opportunity presented to them. And like she said, if the opportunity is presented, she believes that many of them would opt to represent Jamaica. And we need to look at that. You heard her speak of the length of time, almost 1 year, though she got citizenship, almost a year it took her to get a Jamaican passport. We also should find a way to make this process, we have to find a way to make this process a little less complicated and move a little bit faster at all the stakeholders, the Jamaica Football Federation, Minister of Foreign Affairs, PICA. We must work together. The RGD, right? We must work together to make the process of naturalizing and granting passports to Jamaican citizens faster. We have to. Tough Rudy, she's 24 years old. So again, it's a next young talent that we can build on. And I think the position that she plays, box to box number 8, is a position that we need to fill in the national women's team. Right? And I want to say, Jason, do you know this is Jason. You know that I believe that you and Ian could work together to create some subcommittee that does this. I think you guys have expert knowledge in this area because you have worked in this kind of field, just to create a pathway, create documentation process, and then maybe we can seek audience with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Ministry of Sports, and see if something can be done. Because especially for our athletes, it has to be, there has to be a better way than the way it is right now. And so we must seek to improve that. Yeah. I see. You see what Tripley asking? Tripley, Jason, Jason has worked in those fields before. So too has Ian Campbell. But it is just to, like I said, if you can create a committee with even an attorney, because we have attorneys who are part of these programs, and then um, we can seek audience with the Minister of Sports and seek audience with the head of PICA and seek audience with the Minister of Foreign Affairs as to how we can create a pathway to move a person from citizenship to receiving the passport in less than 6 months. No, no, Christopher Wright. She has not represented any national team. Like she said, she was called up to camps, and many people are saying that they did not select her. Many people are saying that she wasn't selected or the coaches didn't like her, but she just explained that when she went to the camps, she didn't get the passport, so she could not have been selected because it took almost a year for her to get a Jamaican passport. So, um, yep, yeah, there are people ready to help, Manning. Yeah, but listen, there has to be. You see, anything you're doing, I think teamwork makes the dream work. And if the people can come together and, like I said, put stuff together and seek audience with the powers that be, I think that is the best way. Well, there are many well-thinking Jamaicans, and I know that, Jason, but maybe that's how it needs to be approached. Instead of Manningsman or Jason doing it or Ian doing it or that other person doing it, that we come together and say, listen, here we are. We're six of us. We call ourselves the Diaspora Naturalization Committee, the DNC. And what we do, once persons want to be involved in sport, whether it be track and field or it be netball or basketball or football, if they're Jamaican and they want to get naturalized and receive Jamaican passport, we will help them with preparing documentation, and then we want the process to be so simple, right? But all procedures follow that it takes maximum 6 months. Should not be taking you 2 to 3 years. There are players. There are players in like even on our senior men's team that have started this process like so long. They were hoping that they would be available for the last window, hoping that they would have been available for the Gold Cup, hoping that they would be available for this window, and it don't look like it's going to happen until next year. This has gone into years. Years. It shouldn't be. And until some of us can come together and say, okay, let us meet and put something together. It's not going to work. There has to be specific persons who are given specific instructions about what they are going to do, who are confidential, and so this thing can be fixed. We cannot continue into 2024, especially for our football, male and female, for this to happen and continue. All right, so listen again. If you're watching and you have not yet hit the like button, her dad is Junior Groves. He's in Canada at Masters Football Academy. Interviewed him before, former Harborview player. Yeah, no, Jason, that's why I'm saying that. Let's see if we can get the people together. Brownman security, good son, bless up yourself. I'm not going to give any names. Just know that yeah, Brownman, you are the greatest. Want to give them some name. That would not be healthy, Brownman security. You understand me? Yeah, that would not. Yeah. Like, yeah, I mean, I know of a player, I mean, in the States that could play for the national team. And, like, he lost a document, one of his original document. And I don't think it's hard. I mean, you know, if you lose your birth certificate, it shouldn't take like months for you to get back. Like, they have a genealogy search, the family tree thing at the RGD, and once they can prove that you're part of it, it don't take a day. But we have a way of, I don't know, like one up on others. So we need to just find ways to expedite the processes, and we're gonna have some discussions on this. And these are some of the ways that, like I said, ordinary people like us can help to make a difference. All right. Again, thank you so much. For those of you who have not watched from the beginning, go and watch it. Very good conversation, right? I am Manning's Man. This has been I Am Sure Sports. We'll be back with you later with some more information. Manning's Man, I Am Sure Sports. And as usual, when it comes to the end of our show, we say we are over and we are OUT out of here.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New Erdis, the body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Ocherase, Galtigo Bay, everywhere. I Am Sure Sports, check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like, yeah, someone on for the food from young, from where they knee height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.